standard, Poppy, and then a Mumu. So they banned out Kha'Zix and a Mumu against PECS.
Well, you don't want them to have any of those things that they get. Sorry, I was distracted by something. But we're seeing... Don't do that, Sauron! I know you're not gonna pick Sejuani. Sejuani is like a game of R. You land that R, you kill everyone. If you don't land that R, well, you probably don't kill everyone. But you're a great HP soak. That's one use that we found for that Sejuani is actually really, really good at, is having a lot of HP and just walking onto a tower and be like, I'm gonna get shot, you guys kill everything. And that actually works out okay. But she doesn't really have any ranged anything, so you just kind of hobble away from her slowly, and she can't get you because she's a piggy. And we're seeing Zabers and Sauron gonna have not half-hard. He picked up half-hard first. Yeah, that's Brand. Get out of my head. So taking Brand, which means PECS doesn't get to have it. They don't have half-hard on their team, though. That's what I was trying to say. So it doesn't seem like PECS would probably take that anyway, because half-hard's the Brand guy. So it'll be interesting to see Brand employed against them. And he's a really good AP champion, and Ezreal's a really good AD champion. So they got two of the good ones on their team. Now we're seeing Rammus and Vayne. Rammus getting through the bans. We don't see him a lot, but he is a damned excellent tank. Long duration taunt, very durable, very mobile. He's got an AoE with Tremors. He's a great character to have. And his Airborne is also an AoE. It's really hard to land sometimes, though. That's the only downside to Rammus, is that positioning is absolutely crucial into making Rammus work. And you don't have Flash usually. You usually take Revive plus something interesting. And Flash is something that we don't see as commonly. So a Rammus without Flash is going to have a little bit of a trickier time engaging. But if able to engage, it can be absolutely devastating to your team with how long it can keep a carry occupied, especially if he's able to deliver the taunt without using the Powerball, and then follow up with the Powerball when they use their Gap Creator, which in this case would be Arcane Shift. So I think Rammus is a very solid pick. And Vayne, we've seen what Vayne can do already this tournament.
Yeah, Vayne has been pretty strong, and there is Ezreal on the other side, though. Ezreal got through, but the attack speed debuff is still there. So in a duel, if Commentary, or not Commentarius, but if no, wait, no, that was the other team. No, so now it's gonna be on Budarice. So we're most likely not gonna see the whole go for all the Phantom Dancers everywhere. So we will see some good damage still coming out, but still, in a duel, the Essence Flex attack debuff is going to hurt a little bit. So hopefully we're not gonna. I mean, hopefully we won't see any 1v1 duels between the AD carries, though, because that means the rest of the team aren't doing their jobs. So hopefully we'll just see some really good team fights. It's really going to come down to who gets zoned more, and Ezreal has a much better kiting, so a little bit of an advantage there. Ezreal can afford to build a little bit more, I guess, versatile. Can go for that Triforce for a little bit extra health and utility. Vayne suffering a little bit more from just going straight damage, just because then she hits really hard, but she also suffers from dying immediately if she gets caught out. So we'll see how that works, especially with people like Brand, Malphite, Eve. Yeah, if Malphite ults in, Eve ults, and then Brand ults, that's pretty much everyone dead nearly immediately. We are going to see a Fizz, though. Now, Fizz is going to be able to jump in and also play that assassin role against really anyone from the enemy team that is the high priority target, whether it be Ezreal or Brand. And then Urgot going to be locked in. Haven't seen Urgot at all today in bans or picks, at least not in the matches we've casted. So pretty excited about that, and we are going to see Jarvan being highlighted for the last pick.
Yeah, we're seeing Magi Melkor highlight that, and we're seeing, MKH Malphite picked up Malphite for the team. Malphite getting through the bans, and having Malphite's going to help out a lot against Wukong Urgot. Oh, unless I said Urgot, by the way, which actually they'll probably do that. So it'll help out a lot against Wukong and Budarice. If you're able to connect with Budarice. Now, the thing that makes me kind of go, ooh, is Confidarius with Fizz. Fizz is like, bang, and then Shark happens, your HP disappears, and suddenly it's a 4v3. Like, Fizz is a very dangerous assassin character, and his dots, it's rough. With the way that fights usually go pretty narrow in Dominion, dot damage gets a lot more kills than you would think. that it would achieve for you. On the opposite end, though, we do have Zabers on Eve, and Eve also has the potential to blow some people up. So. I forgot what the chat bans were.
The chat bans are Darius, Timo, Cassin, and Kha'Zix. And the delay is now on, so we're just gonna wait those 3 minutes out. Let's kind of talk about how this game might play out. And I mean, we already talked about each champion and what they're capable of. You talked about Fizz, which I really like, and I am excited about that. Fizz, I think, can snowball very, very well. Like you said, given how Dominion is very fight heavy, if he can get some of those first kills and continue assassinating those high priority targets, he can get to a point where he can also duel quite well if you can outplay the enemy with that playful trickster. You're never going to build too tanky as Fizz. I mean, you could, but that's not usually how you see it, just because he is a little bit more assassin type, given his skill set. But then you can get away with playful trickster, where you can block a lot of that damage or avoid it at least, especially against skill shots, because they will be wasted, and then you can just jump right back in and continue your damage output. Going to be very interesting. Also has that AoE knock up to help initiate and put out some AoE damage. So him plus Wukong going to be some good initiation. But like I said, on the other team, Malphite and Evelynn, and then followed up by damage from True Shot Barrage and Pyroclasm is going to be pretty harsh too. They don't even really need Evelynn at that point. Just one knock up to keep them all there, and then Brand can ult. That's a lot of team damage. So some good initiation coming from each side. I think, like you said, it's really going to come down to how Rammus plays it, because he does have really good single target initiation, and he does have good kind of chaos, as the chaos factor, as I like to say, because anyone with an AoE ability that has animations or sounds, and then also is putting out damage, can put that kind of mind game on the enemy team where they are now acting a little bit more frantically, or they're trying to get out of it or whatnot. That does affect players now and then, so we'll see how that comes into play too, especially with that ultimate from Rammus. But should be an interesting game overall. Not to mention, I mean, this is the finals. We've seen these two teams quite a few times in the finals. I mean, quite a few times. I mean, many, many times. All excellent players, and it's a best of 3. So 15 seconds as we go down on the clock for the first game in a best of 3 finals for Dominate Dominion number 27. Your casters tonight have been and are Chobra, myself with Gander. This is a tournament powered by Cybersports Network, hosted by DominateDominion.com.
And the registration's already open for the DominateDominion.com League of Legends Dominion tournament number 28. I think the registration's open for that one. I actually have to check now that I think about it. But it's free to enter. So if you're not doing anything next Saturday, or if you're going to play Dominion anyway, just come play in the tournament. It's free. Bring your friends. Might get your game cast, win some RP. It's all good stuff.
Pretty much. Nothing.
No prior experience required. Just be level 30 and show up.
Yep. So I believe registration should be open. In the past, it's always been open during the tournament going on for the next week. So head on over there.
And if anyone from MSM is watching, your team should come back. You guys were really good for a first-time appearance. You guys were awesome.
Oh, I hope so. I look forward to MSM returning. I mean, the fact that they dominated that first game and then put up a good fight, it seems, up against Plus5. Pretty good stuff for a first-time team. But we are loading in here, and we are loaded in. This is game 1 of the finals. My map was going a little bit crazy there. But on the blue side, we're going to have PACE Island Child Support, or PECS, as their acronym is. And we're going to see Infeed on that Urgot. We're going to see Confitarius on Fizz, Painkiller on Rammus, Panzers on Wukong, and Buddha playing Vayne. I am Chobra, and my casting partner is...
I'm Gander. Did I miss an audio cue? I feel like I did.
Not really. Introduce yourself.
Okay. I don't really have anything other than that. I'm Gander. I do Dominion. Woo! Seeing Malphite open with a chain vest and nothing else yet. That's actually... I don't think that's standard. That's interesting.
I like it when they scream.
Seeing Ezreal open boots, phage components.
I like it when they scream.
Chalice on brand. Huh. Some of the builds are all seeming pretty okay. It's mostly boots, pots, boots, pots, boots, pots. You generally open boots something. There's usually not a reason to go a boots 2 right off the bat. Or to go a no boots opening. I mean, sometimes a case can be made for Catalyst or something, but usually you want some kind of boots.
Yep, we are going to see, but even more armor on Malphite. MMK just going straight for the armor. That makes sense. I mean, we have Wukong and Vayne going on top, but there is going to be that Fizz, who's going to be putting out some good damage against him if he doesn't watch out, especially because he doesn't have any health to begin with, or health items rather. So he's not necessarily that much tankier. So Zabers just went stealth while capping that tower. Not that it matters because it was neutral, so you get sight, but I thought that was very interesting. Anyway, MMKH took a little bit of damage, but Granite Shield was up, so his health is still there. Not his effective health, though. Gonna have to regen that a little bit. We do see that Plus5 had got quite a bit of a channel on top, and there's the stun on the Painkiller. Painkiller going to go down immediately with an Ignite, and then a last auto attack from Ezreal. There's the exhaust onto Fizz. Now Fizz is gonna get stunned once again. Good stuns coming out from high peoples. MMKH had tanked very well for his team. Goes back and picks up that health relic. They are going to leave Panzer to channel a little bit, but look at Zabers and Maggie Melkor zoning out that Budorai, sandwiching her, and then taking up that kill. Panzer's now forced to run away. Tried to play the mind game with Decoy. It worked. Is still in that brush. Nibba strikes over the wall, and Commentator shows up. They're going to catch MMKH, get the kill, and now no, MMKH lives behind the wall right now. Commentator is now forced to chase that down. So Painkiller gives up the chase onto High Peoples and Maggie Melkor. Zabers has shown back up. There's the taunt though. Can Zabers get out? Zabers gets out, but High People's gonna get bursted down. And we are looking at PECS turning this around very well with an excellent condemn, and now chasing down with that exhaust. It was not used. Zabers now going to go down. Excellent saving of Summoner's Close to come back in with that second fight. Very, very good reaction with the revives, and they took the windmill and the fight.
Yeah, that fight started out a little bit unfortunately with Rammus coming in from the back and kind of powerballing into a very, what I would say, interesting position and getting killed very, very quickly there. But with all those abilities spent to kill Rammus, it gave them an opening to start getting some damage in without being immediately reciprocated against. So then he just came right back with the revive anyway. And it's surprising that they were able to pick up that Eve kill. They just kind of got that by the narrowest of margins, having to deploy the exhaust in order to be able to secure it. But now it seems like the attention is in the middle of the map. Confederates and Panzers are in MMKH. MMKH, they don't want to get revealed yet. They're going to go ahead and back on out of the way. But up at the top, Painkiller is going to take some damage as a result. Pyroclasm gets fired off, but does not get a chance to bounce, unfortunately. Budorai doing a really good job of keeping High Peoples away, but it's looking a little bit low on mana, so I don't quite know if Buda is going to be able to throw out that Condemn or not. True Shot Barrage goes off, but doesn't manage to pick up any kills. MKH is zoning Panzers away from the top point. And now, with Rammus having gone back, Imagine Malfoy is going to aggressively come in. Stun gets landed by High Peoples with the Seer, and Buda Rice is going to get taken down, unfortunately. Panzers with the stealth, looking for a play, not finding one. MMKH is up there, might play a dive. Yeah, we're going to see a dive right there a little bit. Creeps there, MMKH going for the cap. It's going to get neutral. Magi Melkor in his, from behind, or I'd say in his face, but it wasn't facing the right way, so it doesn't really work. But able to chase down Wukong with the help of MKH and secure that kill.
Meanwhile, bottom lane, we did see some really good play from Sauron and Zabers. And Zabers might get another kill here. One more Haze Spikes does get the kill. Now needs to run. The Commentator is looking for that kill. Wants to get it, but Eve is already out of the brush, so now just going to turn around and channel on that tower. But Sauron's already back at full health. Earlier, Sauron played it really well, waited until Eve brought down Infeed. Infeed started chasing Zabers on Evelyn, and then turned around, exhausted Infeed, came in for the kill with the knockup, got away with single or double-digit health points, rather. And Sauron now putting in a lot of damage onto Commentaries. Playful Trickster has already been used, but dodges the knockup by simply turning around, so then Sauron says, don't worry, I'm going to go the other way, and then the snipe coming with that true shot barrage, picks up the kill on Commentaries, but now Sauron caught away by Panzers and Painkiller, going to be locked here for a little bit. That's going to give Zabers time to pick up that Storm Shield, though can he come in for the save? I actually think he can. Strike trying to catch up, but not good enough. Ashley goes for the knockup to turn it around, but there's Buddha Rice right behind. Zabers sees that, needs to run away. MMK is trying to come in from behind though for the cutoff, and actually does get some good damage onto Buddha Rice. Buddha Rice now forced to condemn and run away. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Envy tried to push up, knows that everyone's in the top portion, but High Peoples came right back from base and is going to defend against that. Minion Wave pushing up though, so High Peoples is going to try to clear that with his spells. Should do a pretty easy job. We also have Sauron coming back down bottom lane.
Zabers stealth around, finds Buddha Rice, puts out a bunch of damage, but gets condemned right away. No terrain to be found, unfortunately, so everyone's just going to walk away from that. There was a great shot by Magi Melkor there, picking up that Confederate's kill across the map. Zabers is still kind of active on the map, hanging out there. Both teams kind of looking to try and find a good position to start something, but Paizo and Shotsport is doing a very, very good job of staying grouped up. They're really not spreading out too much, except for right when I say they're not spreading out too much. They decide to split up and go different directions, but they're going to find MMKH up here at the top, and they're going to unload on him immediately, chasing him back up to the turret. Defensive Garrison goes down, MMKH turns around with a reversal right there, goes back in with the Airborne, and really helps his team out a lot there by applying that crowd control. Confederates is going to get chased away from the fight one direction while Zabers and High Peoples go to the left. And that fight was looking really bad for a minute, but MMKH with just, and suddenly Airbornes enabling point defense to sweep that fight.
That was very, very well played by MNK to turn that around. Waited until they all grouped up at the edge of the tower and then knocked them all off. Got that free tower damage. Let Evelyn and Ezreal put out some free damage alongside Brandon. Ezreal was actually zoned out by Commentaries, but didn't have to worry. Arcane shifted, still didn't dodge the ultimate, but wasn't taking too much damage, and Brand turned around, of course, to help out. So very, very well played by Plus5, and they're going to go for another gank here in bottom. There's the Cataclysm. That's pretty much done for by Sauron and Zabers against Infi. Takes up the kill. They're just going to push this up. They do need to watch out. Commentaries and Panthers now looking for a counter gank. It's still going to be a 2v2, but Sauron is pretty low. Zabers looking pretty good, but Sauron at half health. So Sauron's going to go push up and then now start to port back. Panzers goes in with the decoy. Excellent initiation, but there's the knockup. Sauron going to get out, leaving Zabers in the dust. Poor Evelyn gets shut down by the Cyclone of Panzers on Wukong. So Sauron still lives. Can he defend this tower though? It's still a 2v1. Sauron looking for the knockup, does not get it. Puts out some good damage, gets the shield, gets the exhaust onto Commentaries, but the tower is still getting channeled on by Panzers. The ultimate's gonna miss by Commentaries, so Trump the Water's missing. Does not stop Jarvan from going through, but Panzers actually had to move in for the kill, so the tower's gonna be let alone. A near snipe by, oh man! Maggie Melkor almost got the snipe, and Sauron tried to jump into the brush, but missed it by a foot. And that allowed Fizz to port back to base. Meanwhile, top portion, we do see Painkiller and Buddha Rice putting out a lot of damage on the MMKH. Maggie Melkor is still at full health though, so he could turn this around after MMKH dies. As long as he doesn't get taunted by Painkiller, he needs to watch out, gets taunted, but Painkiller takes a tower shot, too bad. Buddha Rice is putting out some good damage on the Maggie Melkor, but not good enough. Very close call for both sides though, and commentators look at that damage being put out by Zabers. Zabers comes in, puts down the ultimate, gets the extra effective health, and then now chasing through. Commentators very low, another hate spike, and that's a kill. Zabers, excellent chasing ability by Evelyn.
Yeah, Playful Trickster just right there, dodging that Pillar of Flame, jumping right on out of the way to safety. Although ultimately getting picked up after that. There was a very good ability dodge down there. And Fizz has been all about narrow escapes all game long. So far, it's been, whether it's dodging Sauron with the recall, Infeed and Sauron, though, having a disagreement of sorts down the bottom lane. Sauron eating an exhaust for his troubles and getting chased back out away from there. But Zabers is stealth. Infeed doesn't have any idea what's about to happen to him. And there we go. Zabers right there with the damage. And Infeed getting taken down. Right in the face gank. But up at the top end of the map, however, Painkiller and Panzers finding a bunch of point defense members to play with, and now Panzer's getting pounded on by MMKH as Painkiller comes back into the fight there and looking for someone to get a taunt off on, but doesn't really have the hit points to withstand walking further down into it. Oh, that was really scary. That True Shot Barrage right there was looking for Rammus but was not able to connect. High People's just narrowly able to get Vayne down, but Panzer's counters with that crushing blow to send High Peoples on back to his own summoner platform. And now Magi Melkor is hanging out. He's killing some minions. He's farming up a little bit. Panzer's making a withdrawal from that minion bank instead. And now Infeed and Zabers down here at the bottom point. Get the position reversal off right there, which puts Zabers in not such a great position. As Zabers opts to retreat through Infeed, though, taking a lot of damage. As a result, Infeed might be able to secure that. Yes! Good shot! Infeed taking Zabers down.
Commentarius, meanwhile, catches Sauron, not the place Commentarius wants to be. Dodges the combo once again, been dodging those all game from Sauron. Leaving Sauron to have to retreat once again without diving up against that Urgot. Meanwhile, Budarice gets a good condemn onto MK, trying to chase through. Painkiller coming through, but gets blocked by a minion, so Powerball will have to wait. Painkiller just going to casually pick up that health relic to return towards the windmill. They're trying to push up. It is the objective. They want that buff. Panzers has shown up. That's an even better wave clear, and we do have a pause, but on the map we see the High Peoples is moving up towards the windmill, so we'll see how that fight plays out. Meanwhile, bottom, it looks like we also have a fight between Jarvan and Urgot. Budarice having a little bit of disconnect problem.
Budarice may have encountered an error and had to close. Should probably be right back in just a moment. Giving a quick glance over the items. Eve is going for that DFG. Zabers does not quite have it yet, but will likely be the next item that's bought. It's got a Hextech Sweeper as well, which helps out quite a great deal. Not a Hextech Sweeper present on Paige Evelyn's child support side. I imagine that we would have seen one on Fizz, but we do not, unfortunately. So they're going to not have that vision, whereas on Point Defense's side, they do have the ability to reveal those bushes, and that's very, very valuable in this game mode. Everything else looks pretty standard. We got Ezreal with the Ionian boots, and he doesn't really need defensive boots because he does a very, very good job of being able to stay outside the fire and deliver his damage from a safe distance. Now, Bran has opted for the Frozen Heart before the Athenians, and I think that's pretty solid because of the way that Budarice is Vayne is a what do you call that? Is sort of an attack speed focused character, so that's going to help deal with that a lot. And with the Malphite on the team as well, it synchronizes very, very well. But the pause has been resumed, and Infeed's gonna get killed, unfortunately, because Sauron was down there chipping away at him, and he paused right before the killing blow was struck.
My camera freaked out a little bit there, but we are back in. As you mentioned, Zabers now camping out next to Stormshoot, going to look to interrupt Vayne. Gets the quick interrupt, doesn't even need to hit her. Actually, Budarice runs away, actually outran the hate spikes. Panzers comes up from bottom, and there's a True Sharp Rush to interrupt the channel. Commentarius nearly had that Boneyard. No dice still, and we are seeing Zabers come down. So is High Peoples. Commentarius in a lot of trouble, but minions are also pushing on Commentarius. He's watching. There's the Hextech Sweeper, great find, but great playful Trickster jumping right on away and then uses his trident to go even further through an enemy minion towards his tower. So very, very well played by both sides, Commentarius and Zabers. Meanwhile, Panzers not sure where to go here in the middle, just trying to figure out what's happening between Sauron and Zabers as they are going to jump in. There's the ultimate for Zabers, hits both people. A lot of effective health going on to Zabers. Commentarius looking very low. Cataclysm onto Infeed, but Infeed is ranged, was still able to help out. There's the exhaust. Commentarius is still living. Sauron needs to get out or get a kill. Neither is going to happen. Great turnaround by Panzers coming in for the assist, but Zaber comes in with the revive, picks up the easy kill, looking for another kill onto Infeed maybe, and here's Grand. Pillar Flame's not going to hit, the Hex Victor has run out, double kill for Zabers, and there's Maggie Melkor, and now it totally doesn't look good for Panzers and PECS as a team. They're going to get taken down, 3 people bought, they're going to go straight for the Corey. Do we have revives available? No, we do not on PECS' side. MMK is just trying to play as long as possible. Tad has that. Garrison now nearly gets a kill into Budarice. They are going to lose that. They're going to lose the objective. Actually, no. True Sharp Barrage is going to force Painkiller to have to move for a second there. Even longer delay. And we do see Point Defense getting that quarry. So they're still going to have a 2-cap, or 3-cap rather, excuse me. PECS will have the buff from the objective, but is that going to be that important at this point in the game? I mean, Point Defense has been so dominant in their fights.
And Sauron coming down here, throwing down the standard to get a little bit of an interrupt. Hold on to that point just a tad longer. We got Magi Melkor and High Peoples circling around from the back to apply some more pressure. Infeed getting exhausted. Magi Melkor with the aggressive arcade shift going in for him, but that means he does not have it to escape with right now. And just barely coming off cooldown and enabling him to jump away from Panzers. However, back at the tower, Sauron eating the airborne there from the Chum the Waters and is going to get taken down by a combination of Fizz and Urgot. And that tower is going to get turned around. It's going to put them at 3 points for PECS. And now Zaber's trying to chase Painkiller back. Takes a lot of damage there and is killed off by Budarice. And now it's MMKH diving the tower, able to take down Vayne, but Panzers is right there, and Panzers does not like MMKH. He's like, hey, this is my tower, you get away from it, I need this refinery, I gotta process oil, I gotta put in my car, I gotta drive to the store. Very important things to have happen. In the bottom point, the Boneyard is neutral, and Infeed's trying to lay it as best he can.
Sauron putting out some good zoning though, and there's Magimilker, gets the proc onto Infeed. That's an infinite chasing capability coming out from M0. Gonna keep trying to get the phase procs, follows in with the Arcane Shift. Can he get another proc though? No, not on the Mystic Shift, and Commentaris actually turns around. Infeed having some really good kiting power with a lot of damage going down into Magimilker, forcing him to run. Zabers meanwhile runs right into Painkiller. Painkiller uses that powerball and the taunt alongside the defensive ball curl to pull Zabers away. I'm not sure where to though. Buddha Rice, who did not react fast enough. MMK also coming into zone Buddha Rice, so that was a little bit of a I think instinctive reaction coming out from Rammus. We do see Commentaris with that Storm Shield, gets caught 3v1 though, needs to run away, uses Playful Trickster, but not good enough. He's not able to turn around, didn't even get to use all of his abilities, and we also see Panzers getting instinct nuked down. Zabers is still alive, looking for just some kiting and assassination, coming in for the double kill against Buddha Rice, and that leaves Painkiller to run away. MMKH, is he going to find him? No, he's just going to port back, and that's going to allow MMKH and Magimilker to go straight for the refinery, while we see High Peoples and Zabers, so lower health two champions going for the Windmill for the safe capture. That's going to be 2 captures at once, or maybe just 1 in a neutralize. I'm not sure if they can even get the neutralize here at the refinery. Painkiller did turn around for the interruption, and Commentaries and Buddha Rice are back up. Magimilker needs to run away, uses that Arcane Shift right away to get to that Mooseby Shrine. Tries to kite with a Mystic Shot, but not going to happen. Panzer's in the area though, so they need to watch out. High Peoples at half health cannot get caught out right now. MMKH actually picks up the kill onto Painkiller, but will be finished off by Confitarius. Meanwhile, bottom we see Infeed pressuring, but gets airborne by Sauron. There's the exhaust, and now there's Zabers for the instant nuke, and Infeed will go down without getting the kill onto Sauron.
As Sauron barely alive down there. Up at the top though, Magimilker trying to defend the point as best he can along with High Peoples, but there's trouble with softer champions that are on that team, and without MMKH's Malphite up there at the top, they were able to secure those kills. And now Zabers Evelyn coming in from behind, but you can't really approach a tower too well as Eve because of the reveal. Additionally, for anyone who isn't aware, the relics in the center of the map also reveal stealth champions within a certain radius, something that not a lot of people are aware of. Painkiller lands a taunt, pulls Zabers into the tower. Zabers takes a little bit of extra damage and doesn't like that, but there's nothing you can really do about it, unfortunately. Rammus has quite a long duration taunt and has that power ball running, but really doesn't have anywhere to go with it. Members of Point Defense hanging out in the jungle. MMKH finds Confidarius, tags him with a seismic shard. Confidarius dashes a direction he didn't want, finding Magimilker there and having to play for Trickster on back out of it. But a good airborne from Wukong there is going to fling High Peoples up into the air and keep him from being able to deliver a lot of damage. But Buddha Rice goes down, and Confidarius being pursued up towards the top of the map. Painkiller just barely able to get out, survival method style. It gets the recall off there, and they are able to pull a neutral on this tower, and Panzers is going to go ahead and recall as well.
Yeah, that was really good play from both teams, but in the end, it was Eve coming in with the ultimate to help zone out the entire team, and that left only Panzers to go onto Magimilker. He did pick up the kill, but Eve and Malphite took away so much damage from the enemy team, got the kills, and they got the Windmill, so they come out on top here from Point Defense. Meanwhile, Sauron is already fighting Infeed as Painkiller and Magimilker run into each other. Sauron's been exhausted though, and then there's a suppression. Sauron gets out with the knockup, but Magimilker is left being taunted by poor Rammus, and now Sauron needs to run away, trying to get the slow, but no good. Painkiller, nearly gets killed by that turnaround Dragon Strike, but Sauron's going to pick up the health relic. Is he going to try to interrupt Infeed? He needs to more or less at this point. He does get the interrupt, but there's so many minions, he needs to try to clear it as much as possible. He gets the airborne onto Infeed, tries to dodge the damage. He is doing pretty well right now, but the minions are still beating on the tower, and Infeed gets the kill as Sauron runs for a little bit too long. Infeed's going to get the neutralize. Can he get the cap with the tower, or with the minions though? No, because Sauron's going to come in with the revive. He's going straight for the kill. He doesn't even worry about the tower because that kill was an instant kill. True Shot Barrage coming in just in case they were not able to catch up. It would have lined up perfectly. Meanwhile, middle of the map, we see some members setting up a play as Zabers going to zone out Buddha Rice, puts out so much damage, doesn't care that she's been condemned, and there's even more damage coming down, using that ultimate to secure the kill. Commentary shows up. The Chum the Waters actually gets interrupted by Sauron, for better or worse. Panzer's now trying to get the Cyclone onto Zabers, but Zabers uses the speed buff to run away as Evelyn, now trying to kite with those hate spikes, but has been slowed and is constantly getting slowed. Magimilker comes in from behind though, putting out so much damage. Can he get the 2v1 cleanup? I'm not so sure. He needs to land all of his shots in order to do so. Commentaries jumps in, Panzer jumps in. They're under the tower. This is not where they want to fight a 2v1, even though it's 2v1. But Commentaries still gets the kill, and he's going to start channeling on the tower with only 70 health, and Infeed shows up for backup. Excellent, excellent play.
No option, unfortunately, for a wake-up true shot barrage, though, because the revive is down right now. But Sauron and Zaber seem to have things under control. They're getting back onto the field, and Confidar is going to go ahead and not do the ballsiest recall ever. Oh, Infeed, I'm scared for you! Oh, is he going to be able to get saved?
Oh.
Yes, Confidarius saves him with the Chum the Waters! You don't need more than 12 hit points to be effective at this game, and uh-oh, it's coming down, but right between them. Ezreal with the field goal right there, picking up 3 imaginary points for his team, getting 0 actual kills. Panzer's able to take down MMKH up at the top. Buddha Rice going to turn this point around.
PECS is putting up a really good fight. They were just getting pushed so hard earlier, but now they're looking pretty strong. They're able to turn around these very, very close fights, especially with Fizz making those plays even at lower health, going in for the kills, jumping back out, really using that skill set to the maximum potential, playing very well, especially alongside Infeed at bot. I think they're realizing they want to change the pressure a bit. They have people who can hold top. They want to pressure down Sauron down there as Jarvan. They don't want him to get too strong. They want to take him out and get the tower there, or at least pressure it so the top can remain in their control. That's been working out for them, but now we see point defense. They want to take the initiative. They're setting up here in mid. Zabers is going to start channeling on that Storm Shield. As soon as they get that, they're going to look for a team fight, but Urgot shows up to stop that, and they see the True Shot Barrage going that it only hits Buddha Rice, and Zaber's looking for a wraparound, gets the Hextech Sweeper onto that brush. Everyone's been revealed, and PECS is now splitting up. They're looking at what their options are. Will Zabers go back for the Storm Shield? Yes. Meanwhile, Sauron and Infeed are fighting, but Sauron's taking so much damage, uses the shield. There's the knockup. Is it going to be good enough? No, Infeed's shield is stronger. Meanwhile, top the fight has already become Painkiller, taking a lot of damage, but Zabers comes in with the Storm Shield, puts out so much damage, it instantly helps kill Buddha Rice. Maggie Melkor gets killed by Fizz and Chum the Waters from the grave. High Peoples has the complete zone away by Panzers, but there is a excellent Pyroclasm. Panzers tries to play the mind game, not good enough. Now is going to use the decoy to try to get away, but Evelyn's waiting. Evelyn's going for the tower. If Panzers walks into tower range, that's pretty much instant death. Zabers is going to challenge for as long as possible, and then goes and instantly dies. The tower's been neutralized, so the decoy was no good. High People's left alive to go for the windmill. Point defense turning that fight around very, very well. And can they hold on to this Friday? I'm not so sure. Even with that Storm Shield, they're just going to leave MMKH there to distract. Zabers actually realized Buddha Rice is still going to get the channel. There's a True Shot Barrage and can get the kill onto Buddha Rice here. Look at that burst damage. Look at the speed coming in. The ultimate to secure the kill. MMKH is still alive, cutting away from this Commentators. Commentators will get the kill, and Zabers gets taunted at the last second. Chum the Water is going to get the double kill for Commentators, and Maggie Melkor now back to delay an even longer point defense. They just want to delay as long as possible. They have 3 cap. There's only 23 points left on PECS is Nexus. Commentators dodges the skill shot once again with that playful trickster and the Cyclone for another double kill. 4 kills in a row for Commentators' Fizz, now going for the windmill.
And Painkiller able to take that refinery back after the fight had worn down. Buddha Rice doesn't have very many hit points anymore after that initial burst damage from Zabers, although Zabers is a little bit fragile, leaving Buddha Rice alive for even that long, enabled him to pick up that kill. But since MMKH was there, they were able to take it back, and now Sauron intercepting Painkiller so that Painkiller cannot get to MMKH, and they're going to have to dive in for MKH if they want this tower. Confidarius does exactly that. He goes right on through for him, and now MKH is trying to retreat as best he can, but he's going to get hit by a bunch of different things at once right there, taking a taunt for his troubles. Now he's advancing in the opposite direction, heading back towards Infeed, and otherwise just trying to kite them in the opposite direction of the tower, knowing that once he went down, things were not looking so good for it. Top end of the map, Panzer's trying to defend against High Peoples, and Maggie Melkor just doing a lot of damage with that Ezreal, just shot after shot after shot, with a good crushing blow right there, a Nimbus Strike one way, Cyclone follow-up, keeps them from being able to get any really good capture time in on it. And now Buddha Rice is up at the top, but Vayne's range is just, I don't know about Vayne's range. Ezreal's got some long range pokes, so his High Peoples. Can Buddha Rice zone them out? Painkiller coming around from behind is able to connect with High Peoples, gets him with the taunt, and he's going to go down. Buddha Rice with the 1-2 true damage, able to kill him right there. Maggie Melkor disappears.
Meanwhile, bottom lane Commentators looking to try to turn it back around. Zabers did get hit at the last second, but didn't get hit by the corrosive charge on Infeed, so that's going to leave Sauron to die. Does not get the combo. from the standard into Dragon Strike to jump away. Infeed knows that Zabers was low, so he's going straight for the tower, maybe even to pick up this kill. Is he going to check that brush? No, oh, he checks it a little bit late. It also would have missed, so he's going straight for the tower alongside Panzers. Can they get the neutral as Eve's running down? Meanwhile, top portion, Painkiller having to run away from that two-shot brush. Buddha Rice also gets caught, is going to go down. Maggie Melkor has bought that Lightbringer I wanted to notice earlier. It helps, especially with doing people like Wukong. Gets that decoy to be revealed with that sight. Meanwhile, Panzers right now dealing with Zabers. Gets taken out. Infeed also going to die. Will High Peoples die to a Corrosive Charge? Yes, not able to return to base the heal. Meanwhile, top, there's a final arrow. MMK not taking a lot of damage. Look at that true damage coming out from Buddha Rice. There's a Chump the Waters to pick up the kill onto Maggie Melkor. Commentaries lives once again at such low health, just making the plays as Fizz. Meanwhile, Painkiller looking to catch up to Zabers. Zabers uses a speed buff to run away, now trying to defend against this drill. But look at PECS, they're still putting up a really good fight. They've caught up so much. 13 to 102 in Nexus health. Can they keep this up? They've had dominant pressure with a standard 3 cap with the bottom, mid, and then windmill towers.
Yeah, things have been rolling pretty darn good, and that Lightbringer is really helpful for enabling chase in this game because, like I said earlier in the cast, there's no wards, there's no real way to get vision. Hextech Sweeper is very valuable, and here they go in the middle of the map. MKH going for that Storm Shield. Zabers and High People's kind of waiting in the back in order to intercept anyone who might try and disrupt that. But things are getting a little dicey for point defense, but they still have a pretty okay amount of time to make a play happen. Looks like they're going for that up at the top right now. MMKH and Painkiller having a disagreement of sorts. Zabers coming around from behind, trying to engage in on Confidaris, but a very well placed Chum the Waters right there is going to make short work of Zabers' hit points. MKH drives Buddha Rice out of the fight, and up at the top, High People's and Magi Melkor working on getting Painkiller down, but Brand is killed, and now it's Magi Melkor and Confidaris with MMKH coming in from behind, and Confidaris does a lot of damage, able to kill Ezreal, but MMKH is going to turn the point around unless Infeed's got the play down here, which I don't think he does. That's going to probably be game.
Yeah, MMKH really was the hero of that last fight. Completely zoned out Buddha Rice and got the kill. Had Buddha Rice been able to run away and then return to the fight, it might have not looked so good. But MKH went in with that attack speed debuff, constantly put up the pressure on the chase, and Convertarius actually turned around to pick up the kill onto Zabers, which was the right thing to do, but it really left no option for Buddha Rice. So that's going to be game with game number 1 of the best of 3 finals going to +5. Excellent two-shot barrage right there at the end. Good timing. So point defense going to be up 1-0 in this finals.